Good morning, crafty friends. Hello and happy Tuesday. Welcome. I'm Taylor. I am the owner and the creative director here at Tailored Expressions, and you are watching Tea Time, which is our weekly live that I do every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central Time. So if you're just happening upon us, welcome. I'm glad you're here. We have something exciting happening today. It is the last Tuesday of February. First, how did that happen?
I don't know.
I feel like yesterday was like Christmas break or something.
Yes.
I don't know. It feels like the year has gone by so quickly. But on the last Tuesday of each month, we release a new card making kit. And that's what we're doing today.
Woo-hoo!
So it did launch at 9 a.m. How many of you already have your order in? I know a lot because I did check inventory before we came on today just to make sure we do still have kits left. Which we do, but they are going fast. You guys are loving this one, and I'm excited to share it with you if you haven't had a chance to see it already. So if you're new to Tailored Expressions, then I want you to know that we have a special page on Facebook. It's called Fans of Tailored Expressions, and each week when we have a new release, we do a product reveal video that we put up on the Saturday before the release, and that is on our Fans of Tailored Expressions page. So if you hop on over there, you can see the full walkthrough of this week's kit release, and you can maybe mark your calendar or make sure you join the Fans of TE page on Facebook so you can join us and see what's new. We give you a little sneak peek every Saturday. So kind of something to look forward to on the weekends. I'm going to say hi to a few people before we get started on the kit launch today. Let's see who's here and who has already gotten their kit. Good morning, Val. Deb is here. We have Debbie and Linda. Anne's got her order in. Vicky ordered your kit. Hello, Robin. Robin, you got your order in at 9 a.m. Way to go. Hi, Sally out in Michigan. Whitney's here today, leaving comments and cheering in the background. So, hi, Barb. Hello, Paula. Paula got the big bundle, which we will talk about here in a second as well. So if you haven't seen the kit, I'm going to give you a quick introduction. And again, if you still have questions, feel free to head to our website where you can see all of the product images and read the descriptions and see if that answers your questions. And then also you can go back and watch that video that we have on our Fans of Tailored Expressions group where you can find hopefully answers to all of your questions, or leave your questions here in the comments of today's live. And Whitney and Charlie will be happy to help answer them in the background. All right, let's get going. Hello, Linda in South Dakota. Hi, Deborah. You are here from Michigan. It is sunny this week, isn't it?
Oh, I'm loving it. So grateful.
Guess who else is here today, Whitney?
Who?
The designer of this amazing kit,
What?
Miss Heather Nichols.
Woo!
She designed our Talking in Circles kit, and I'm going to go through quickly the contents of the kit in case you didn't get to see our lead-in video with our product reveal, so you get an idea. This is all built around circles. You will get dies that will die cut whole circles. You will get a die that cuts half circles and a die that cuts quarter circles. You can use all of these circles with the included maps. We have our mini slim maps and our A2 maps, both printed on sugar cube card stock. So if you're familiar with our maps, I am emphasizing the word card stock because our other maps are printed on more like a printer weight paper. So something very light, with the idea that you would place a sticky sheet over the top and then you would piece your patterns together that way. However, with these patterns, you see there's white space around the edges because these are circles and not squares like our other maps. You can't fill the pattern all the way to the edges. So we've printed these on cardstock with the idea that you can place those pieces down. You can either adhere them individually, or if you watch Heather's video on YouTube today, you will see how she cuts, she first places a piece of sticky sheet on the back of her cardstock and then cuts the die pieces out so that when they pop out of the die, they already have sticky sheet on the back of them. Which
Genius.
I know, it's so great. And it makes it really easy to adhere them piece by piece down to these maps. So just wanted to make sure everybody understands that these are printed on cardstock with the idea that you can use them as your kind of card layering panel if you want to do that, or you can even cut them down. Maybe you want less white space around the edges, and you can use them that way as well. So also in the kit, we have our insiders panels. These are something we offer with every kit. This one is specifically designed to go with the circle theme. So glad you're in my circle of friends. You make my world go round. Those are a couple of the sentiments in there. These are also available outside of the kit if you want extras. And then this year we are excited to offer a printed tutorial sheet. You will see it has the card on the front and then all of the instructions and colors and everything listed for you. So when you get your kit, you can create this project easily. We want you to get your kit and be inspired right away to use it and create with it. So we've also included this piece. This is our link to your Pinterest gallery specifically for this kit. So whether you're using your kit when you get it or 6 months from now, you should be able to scan this QR code and follow that to the gallery for inspiration using this kit. So in addition to the kit, you can also get what we are calling the full circle bundle, which includes some additional products. So with the full circle bundle, you get the Talking in Circles kit. You also get one of each of our A2 and Mini Slim toffee maps. So we all know Heather loves toffee, and I wanted to make her toffee dreams come true, and all of you other toffee lovers, by including these maps printed on toffee cardstock. So same idea as with the sugar cube maps, but your base color is going to be toffee. I have some fun examples to show you with this too. Some questions that I see: can the maps be foiled? No, they cannot be foiled. Actually, that isn't true. You can send them through your machine, but these are printed in grayscale, so you can see kind of the difference in color. They are not printed in a full black toner, which means that the foil will not be fully accepted if you send it through. I did try sending one of these through, and it sort of adds a shimmer to your paper, but it isn't like an intense foil application that you get when it's black toner printed. So hopefully that makes sense there, because those are grayscale. Also in the full circle bundle, you will receive our Talking in Circles envelope seals. They say 2 different things on them. You get 5 of them that say Share Joy and 5 that say Happy Mail. These are also available outside of the big bundle if you want to add them to your order or add extras. And then we are going to be using this today, so I can share with you how you can create some of your own patterns. So let's say you want to create something that's not included in the map. This is going to be your best friend. This is the Talking in Circles piercing plate. It has the overlapping circles in a pierce pattern that match the same size as the circles in the kit. So when you arrange these, you have perfectly laid out circles, and you can add quarter circles, half circles, and it gives you the exact points you need in order to line them up perfectly. So I'm going to talk more about this as we get started. Looks like some other questions people are asking are, what size are the circles? They are 1 1/4 inch. Are the circles included? And then obviously the half and the quarter would be split in half and split in quarters from a 1 1/4. So I know over the weekend when we talked about our product reveal, we had some people asking how this piercing plate differs from our circles piercing plate. And the answer to that is the size of the circles is what's different. The pattern is the same, but if you want to use these with the circle die cuts, then you will need this one, because these circles are sized at 1 1/4 inch, while our other circles piercing plate is more of a background design and the circles are much smaller. So hopefully that answers that question. Louise asked if this is a new plate. Yes, this one is brand new, designed specifically to work with the size of the circles in this kit. All right, let's take a look at some inspiration that I didn't have when it was time to share with you the product reveal this weekend. Heather's cards came in. If you are interested in hearing how she made these, then you are going to want to check out our video on YouTube. So she did a video on making these projects. You can see on this one, she used one of our mini slim maps to create this pattern in the center onto a mini slim card base. I love how those UR sentiments look really nice with this. She used them on all 3 of these cards. Then this one is one of the A2 maps. Love how that looks a little bit different than the project that's included on your tutorial sheet is one that I made, and I had to get a little rainbow creative with this particular design, but you can see the map is the same. Heather's is just a 2-tone. And then I did one in full rainbow with the lighter color of cardstock along the inside.
Full rainbow.
Full rainbow.
I like that card.
I didn't leave out purple, so. And then this last card, Heather uses the piercing plate to create her own little design in the center of that. Or I guess it's kind of left justified. And if you look at that, it looks like Heather and I shared a little bit of the same idea, because if you turn her card vertically, if you look at this is what we're going to be making on the live today, and I kind of saw a flower with that design, but Heather did the same pattern, just kind of moving her colors around to make it look a little bit different, not necessarily like a flower, but more like a fun little quilt block. So very fun options. And then, oh, I forgot this one. Let's look at this one. Also, this one is from Heather, and this is on one of the toffee maps. So you can see it is very similar to building a pattern, but on this one, your background color is sugar cube, and on this one, your background color is toffee. So then let's take a look at a little sneak peek of what Susan is going to be working on later this week. She always has some good tips and tricks. Love the splatter on these, and she also built her patterns on toffee maps. So I think the toffee is just as necessary as the sugar cube. You just get a little bit different look. This one, you can get a little bit more rustic, maybe having some of those more masculine colors in there. I love these two. So tune in for Thursday. Susan's going to be live featuring the kit as well. All right, so let's see if we have some other questions that I can answer. Any update on the Olo Tower? Waiting patiently, Christine says. I do have a notice that they have shipped, so we are just waiting for them to get here, and hopefully it will be soon on that. Thanks for checking in. Those of you who haven't heard about the Tailored Expressions special teal Olo marker tower, you can search that on our website and sign up for restock notifications so you know as soon as we get those in stock. Somebody else had asked if they could see the freebie. So we did have to move our freebie to something different because we ran out of the February freebie. And so Jan was asking if she could see the Rock and Rhombus and the Bursting Embossing folders. I think what Jan is asking, she says she has them already. Can there be another freebie? Unfortunately not. We don't have the ability to allow you to choose your freebie. But when you purchase over $100 or more through the rest of February, you're going to get these 2 embossing folders, which is the Rock and Rhombus design and the Bursting Dots. Of course, if you already have those, you can do a couple different things. You could gift them to a friend, share some joy. You can also leave a comment. If it's something you have and you don't want it again, you can leave us a comment and we can leave that off of your order as well.
You know what Rock and Rhombus always reminds me of? Rock and Rhombus.
Yes.
Every time we get it out, I
know.
have to sing it in my head, and then all day
Rock and
long.
Robin, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it does. Then I had somebody else ask a question about are the monthly freebies available all month long? We always say they are available while supplies last. So the last 2 months we have actually run out a little bit early and we've had to replace with something else. And so just kind of keep that in mind. If it's a freebie you really want, you might want to order earlier in the month. We always do our best to make our best guesses on how many freebies we're going to need. But we do say that it's while supplies last. So I think I got all the questions. Should we start getting crafty?
Yes.
Okay.
I would love that because I want to see you do this project.
It's really easy.
I'm hoping it's coming to me.
I know Whitney always says when I make card sets that she hopes that she's going to be the recipient. So, and usually she is, because she does the best job of anyone I know of actually sending cards.
I love sending cards.
So, good job.
I know. It's so much fun. I need more cards. This is why my card making process needs to really take off.
Yes, because you like to send them.
Yes. The children don't need to eat anymore. Let's cross our fingers. I'll just make cards.
Okay, so this is what I created, a set of cards in a rainbow of colors. If we put them in the right order, we've got pink, orange, blue, purple. So because I had a green stem and a yellow center, I didn't make a yellow flower, and I really don't think there's green flowers out there. Usually green is reserved for leafiness, but I made these 4 colors using the same layout on each of the cards, and I'm going to show you how I did that. If I pull these up into the screen, you can see that piercing plate in the background that helps me build this pattern. So let's go ahead, and Whitney, she already packaged it up for herself using the envelopes and one of our card, our A2 card, what do we call these boxes? A2 card box, clear card box. I think that's what it's called. So, all right, then we are going to take that piercing plate. Here it is, and we're going to run it through onto sugar cube cardstock. So it's going to center on there just perfectly. Let me grab my die cut machine. And we'll start off by doing this. They're encouraging you. Susan says peanut butter and jelly is a fine dinner. Yeah.
I love it. Card making takes precedent, children. Go make yourself a PBJ.
Yes.
I actually made myself a PBJ this weekend because I was just craving it.
Oh.
Sometimes you just get that inkling of something that just brings comfort.
Yes.
Oh,
I know.
So good.
That's kind of why I buy Uncrustables. Apparently I'm too lazy to make a peanut butter and jelly, but I do like to eat those.
The Uncrustables though? Wow, delish.
All right, so here's that piercing design on the cardstock. We're going to set this aside, and I am going to show you, I'm actually going to cut out one of these. We're going to cut out this quarter circle here, but I wanted to show you something interesting that we designed with these die cuts. When I cut out a full square of these, we're going to get a fun piece that pops out of the center that you can also use in your patterns. So if I pull this up, you can see not only do we get the quarter circles from this, but because our cut lines intersect, we get this diamond-shaped piece. Let me see if I can, now everything's falling out. Let me grab that from the center here. We also get this diamond-shaped piece, which is really fun. You can use this to build patterns as well. You will notice that if you look at your piercing plate, because this design, the circles overlap each other, they make this diamond shape kind of in the center of where they overlap. Can you see that there? Let me show you one of the cards that Emily Midlowski made. I didn't have it to show you on the actual live, but I have a graphic of it here. So when she cut out those half circles and quarter circles, both of those allow you to have that little diamond piece in the center that you can then use for another project, which is really fun. I love that.
Wow, that is so cute.
Yes. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about this one as well. So these are the whole circles. You'll notice that this particular die does not share any cut lines. And we did that on purpose so that you would have an option for using this die separately. So if you wanted to create something like this card, you could use this and create it as or use it as a template where you can piece your design back into this cut template and then have perfectly even spaced circles on your card front. You could even use this on your piece of paper and then do something completely different. We have our all together little icons that you could put in these, or little critters kind of peeking out from all of the circles. So that was the idea behind designing this particular die without the shared cut lines. So the other two dies will provide you with that center piece, and then the whole circle die serves as a template as well. Okay, so I think my die cutting finished for now. One more thing I wanted to show you guys before we move on. This is how I have begun storing these pieces. Since we got these die cuts in, you will see, you cut out one little run of pieces and you end up with, here are all the pieces that we got from that one run of that quarter circle plate. So that's a lot of pieces. You don't want to just use a couple and throw them away. So I've been storing them in our simple storage for tiny things. We have these True Colors labels that fit perfectly on the sides. I have labels on one side, and then if I flip this around, I also have labels on the other side, which means I'm storing two colors in one opening.
This makes my heart so happy.
It makes my heart happy too, because now we cut some bubblegum pieces today, so I'm going to pull out 4 of those, but then I can just pull out what I need from the other colors, which I need 4 lollipop, 4 bubblegum. I'm going to need 4 of the strawberry milkshake quarter circle pieces.
I just want to mention, Simple Storage for Tiny Things is on sale this month.
Oh, thank you for reminding me of that. It is part of our deals of the month. So
yes,
now is a great time to grab one of these cases. We've been using it for a lot of different little die cut pieces. Our swatch squares fit great in there. If you have our previously released pieced patterns kit, lots of little die cut pieces that you want to save and use again will fit great in there. I also need to grab a couple of dill pickle pieces for the leaves of my flower. And then I need 2 little sweet corn pieces and 2 pineapple pieces. And that will be everything we need in order to build this particular card. All right, so I'm going to bring back my piercing piece. I wish it was easier for everyone to see this piercing on the camera, but I have to kind of turn it at an angle so you can see it. We are going to start by placing the center of our flower. You can see I am 1 row down from the top and then in the middle. If you look at each row as 1, 2, 3 circles, I am going to start by building the center of my flower in that middle circle. So before we can build our flower though, I want to add a little bit of dimension. You can see on my sample here that I added some stamping onto the flower center and onto the leaves. So let's do that first. We're going to do it the easy way. I am not going to set this up in the MISTI. Instead, we're going to take here a piece of Post-it removable labeling tape, and I am going to adhere my 4 center pieces, kind of rotating, so I have a light and then a darker, and then a light, and then a darker, because this is how I'm going to adhere them onto my cardstock, just like this. And I want to create a darkened appearance on that cardstock, and the way to do that best when you have 2 different colors of cardstock is to use Versamark, because Versamark is going to change your cardstock color to have that watermark effect, which darkens each cardstock color with your stamped image. If I was doing this all the same color, my choice would probably be to do a tone on tone, because I feel like when you stamp sweet corn cardstock with sweet corn ink, you get a little bit more vibrant look. But when you're using multiple colors, stamping it with Versamark is going to darken each of the colors slightly, so you're not ending up with a super dark sweet corn on pineapple cardstock. Instead, you're just darkening each cardstock on its own. Okay, so I just added a little bit of ink there. I'm going to place this then upside down and just press on top of the inked area. This is why I call it the easy way. And you don't get your fingers messy because you have space to kind of rub over the top of this piece of removable labeling tape. So we're going to pull that up, and then you can see that I have that kind of watermark effect with this burlap background stamp is the one that I used. So we're going to peel these off, and then we're going to do the same thing with the dill pickle here. And these are going to go on each side of my stem when we get to that point. So we'll stick those down again and ink our stamp one more time. And we'll go ahead and press this down. My girls were commenting how they're starting to understand how crazy Iowa weather is, because last week it was like -30 wind chill and this week it's 56 degrees. So they just could not believe that it was so warm out, and you know, they've got their outfits all picked out. All the kids want to wear shorts to school.
Yes!
Yeah, did your kids wear shorts to school this week?
Not today, but
okay.
We are having Hawaiian themed dress up day on Friday because it's supposed to be so warm.
Oh, that's great. There was a question if the compartments of the box seal when they are closed, and I believe that is the case. Like if you store it on its side, yeah, I'm wiggling it around quite a bit. The question was, do the pieces get mixed up if you store it on its side? And it looks like it is sealing across the top, and those pieces are not going to move on you. Now, if you drop it or like really like shake it upside down, maybe, but I think just normal storing it on its side, I'm not getting any movement here.
I have not had any trouble with that at all.
Yeah,
so,
that's a great question, and I also love that answer. So, okay, let's go ahead and start building our piece. So we need to look at this as a whole circle, and we are going to build our quarter circles inside this whole circle. So we're not actually paying attention to the little flower petal leafy parts that you can see. We are looking at the whole circle, and I'm going to use my glue press today, and I'm going to add the glue to this circle where we're starting here. I just want to add, you can add it to each piece as well, but I found it's easier to handle if you have the glue added to your pierced piece instead of trying to put glue on the back of every single little piece that you adhere. So we're going to take and arrange these little pieces following our pierce line. And then once you get the first one down, you're kind of set on how the rest of these are going to nestle together. So make sure those first couple, they are lined up. You should see that straight line across the circle. And then you can kind of place it down with your pickup tool and scoot it into place. Scoot it. There we go. All right, now we're going to build the outer portions. So I have bubble gum right here in the middle of this side. And then I have lollipop here, and then I've got strawberry milkshake in the 4 corners. So we're gonna start building from the top and kind of go around the outside. I would suggest maybe pulling up a picture to look at if you want to recreate this. It makes it a lot easier than trying to, I guess, memorize or figure it out. So we're gonna put a little bit of adhesive here, and then we're gonna start picking these up. So this one is gonna line up with the top like that. Keep adding more adhesive here. If you feel better, I've obviously built this pattern quite a few times already because I've made this card multiple times. So if you feel better adding the adhesive to your piece of cardstock, that might be better for your first time, just because you do have some open white spaces here and you don't want to over apply adhesive into those open areas. So we're going to continue with the lollipop here. And you just want to make sure you're following those pierce lines. That is your guide to make sure you're placing these down appropriately. Do another lollipop. So these outer ones are kind of creating that V that comes into the center of the flower. This is relaxing.
I know. I was just going to say, this is almost like watching Lori Craig color for me. I'm like, wow, this is fun.
Yes.
I like it. Watching you place all the pieces, I'm just like, okay, I can do this.
It is kind of fun to just sit down with a bunch of cut pieces and make patterns too, and then decide later. That's one of the things that I enjoy doing if I don't feel like, you know, maybe I'm trying to get my mojo back, or I just don't feel like making a full card at the moment. I'll just sit down and play with color and pattern, and then later when it's like, okay, I need a birthday card, or you can just add a sentiment. Okay, we're almost around the outside here. And then we'll place the little strawberry milkshake ones around the outer edge. Okay, 4 more. And this one is going to have the curve of the die cut facing inward. And then that corner edge sort of makes your flower take shape. Okay. We've got some exciting things happening around here. Well, Whitney, if you didn't know,
what?
Virtual Stamp Joy is almost here.
I know! I'm ready to clean my craft room.
Yes.
Re-ink all my ink pads. I'm getting ready. The ladies are coming into town. We're
know.
Gonna get crazy.
Whitney,
on candy and crafting.
Whitney has been talking about how she's ready to have everybody here, and she's got to make plans to get the craft room clean so we can all hang out in here while we live stream for all of you. So that is going to be fun. All right, so here we have our flower. Isn't that great? So when you're picking, just 3 coordinating colors is what you need. So 3 shades of the same color is what I used on all of my projects. And then we have a little piece of, this is Granny Smith cardstock. I just grabbed a little scrap and I'm gonna cut this at about 1/8 of an inch. You can also use easy strips if you have those already cut. This would be perfect for the 1/8 inch easy strips to make the stems for the flowers. And I am going to adhere that down, kind of meeting up the center of the flower and adhering it down towards the bottom. We'll just do that with a little bit of liquid adhesive again. And then we can put our leaves on as well. The leaves I did not match up with any part of the piercing plate. I just kind of put them where they looked like they fit on the stem best. Okay.
Trina said, wait, what, Whitney Rinks? I thought you were coming to my house.
To get my craft room ready.
I'll be right over.
Oh.
No craft room left behind.
Right. Yes, you all might have to get your own craft room ready, but I'm sure Whitney wishes she could do everyone's.
I know. Gosh, guys, you make me look like I have it together, but I just love it so much. I'm not sure I have it all figured out. You guys are doing great. I've seen so many craft room pictures lately.
I know.
I'm like, I love your craft room.
I can tell that organizing is a second hobby for many crafters, which I love, because we have some fabulous organizational products that make it more fun to craft when you're not frustrated because you can't find the things that you want to craft with.
Our creative brains sometimes need disorganization and organization at the same time. It's like, I want to know where all my pieces are, but I also need them in front of me. And
yes. I also need them spread out all over my craft room, but I also need to know where they go when I am done having them spread out all over my craft room.
Absolutely. I'm here for it.
Okay, so sentiment set that we're going to use today. This one is called Pop Sentiments. It had lots of sentiments in it that looked cute with this particular flower style. So I'm going to use the high sentiment, and we're going to stamp and emboss that with our clear embossing powder. I'm going to grab my little extra piece of white cardstock here, and we'll set that stamp up. And then I need my powder tool. And then we'll go ahead and stamp this with the VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. So this is the ink that I use when I want to have a sentiment that looks like it was embossed in black, but I don't like using black embossing powder because it's just impossible to get every little flyaway speck. And when the specks are black, you really see them. Now the great thing about this is this ink, it stays wet. It's a pigment ink, so it stays wet a little bit longer than dye-based inks, and that is going to allow us to cover this with clear embossing powder. And then we can heat the clear embossing powder, and any potential flyaway pieces that we get are clear, so you don't see them on the white cardstock. All right, a little bit pour back in here. And then we'll heat this up. So right now you can see that this sentiment, it looks kind of grayish. And once we start heating it, it's really gonna turn to that glossy black. And as soon as you see that glossy black hit, move your heat tool along. You don't wanna overheat your embossing powder because it will, can you see what I'm caught on here?
Yes.
I can't get
yes.
can't get my gun to come with me.
All the way. Is that better or no?
No.
Okay,
do
here,
you
give it
need
to
it?
me.
Okay.
Woo!
Okay, thank you. Got it. I can reach it. All right, so we're gonna start heating this, and we, again, like I mentioned, we don't want to overheat. So as soon as it starts to turn that glossy black color, I'm letting the heat tool heat up, and then we're gonna move right along on our image. As soon as it turns glossy, We're moving on. Perfect. And we have that beautiful sentiment. Gives that high gloss, kind of professional looking sentiment on your handmade cards. I am going to grab the coordinating die and my die cut machine. And we'll trim that out. Oops, I need that. We'll tape this down in place.
Oh my, someone said, have you seen the assorted color sandwich bags in rainbow?
No. Like at Target?
Yeah, Madge, let us know where you got these. I need them.
Oh, I love this. Susan says, I suffer from COS, continuous organizing syndrome. Yes. It's never quite done. That is truth from a crafter, because we're always trying to find the next best way to store our things. And, you know, sometimes you find that perfect thing that you stick with forever. And sometimes you're like, this works for now, but if something better comes along, I might be up for switching this. Okay, let's get some foam adhesive. I have one of my favorites, the 1x3 thin foam strips is what I'm going to put on the back of this. I also want to pop my sentiment up, so I wanted a little bit of dimension on this background piece, but not full dimension, since I'm also going to pop my sentiment up. So I'm going to stick 4 of these down on the back. Highly recommend these little thin foam strips, or even the regular size ones, for all of your dimensional needs. Oh, Madge says at Walmart.
Oh.
Okay.
Headed there today.
I know. I'm like, with your next pickup, Whit, you'll have to check on those.
Check on
that
that.
sounds fun. My kids would think that was fun when I pack their crackers in their lunch to have like a colored sandwich bag. All right, so let's go ahead and center that on the bubblegum card base that I have here. And then I've got a little bit of the thicker foam tape here. Oh, that's thin. Wanted a little bit thicker foam tape, so I'm going to just cut a little piece of this off here and use that. This is the first time in a while, Whitney, that I think school might get out early.
Really?
My school, today, me, teaching. It's only 10:44.
Taylor, what?
I know. Usually I'm apologizing for, taking up too much time. And today I'm like, what has gotten into me? Maybe I should have made 2 of these cards.
Overachiever in you saying that. Should we have made more? That's why we love you.
There's always more. All right, so this little guy is gonna just kind of nestle here. When I decide where to put sentiments down, I usually try to have them connecting to the imagery somewhere. It kind of draws your eye into the focal image part and doesn't make your sentiment look like it's just floating out in space. So it's just very slightly overlapping the flower petals at the top, and that is on purpose. I usually try to do that when I have imagery or something like that where I have a sentiment as well. All right, let's see. We've got the rest of my cards here. I was going to bring back and show you guys since I have a little extra time, and show you the remainder. So we had the purple, orange, and blue. I'll talk through these if you have a pen and pencil and you want to make quick notes or come back and watch later. The cardstock colors that I used, I know sometimes it's easier if I just let you know what they are and you don't have to guess. We have on this one peaches and cream, candy corn, and sweet potato pie are the 3 oranges. Then for the teal one, I have confetti cake, blue raspberry, and rock candy. And then for the purple one, we have macaron, dried fig, and Concord grape. And then I think I already told you the pink one, but it was strawberry milkshake, bubblegum, and lollipop. So if you want to make some of these, those are the colors that I used as well. All right, let's come back here and give you another heads up for what's coming the rest of this week. As I mentioned, we have Susan live on Thursday, so you'll want to tune in. Mark your calendar, 10 a.m. Once again, Susan will be here, and she'll be going through some more fun options using this Talking in Circles kit. What else do I have to tell people, Whit? I think that might be it. I saw a question kind of roll by from EC's about the Pick Your Pairings release. Any update on that? And I believe we got most of the products in last week, and so you will start hearing from us if your idea was selected, with information about how you can choose to participate along with us during that release. Yes. If you're not familiar with our Pick Your Pairings release, it is when we have customers submit their ideas to go with products that are already in our catalog. So maybe we have your favorite stamp set and you want a foilet for it. We had a certain period of time where you could request certain things or recommend or suggest, and then we picked out some of our favorite ideas, and the winners get a chance to participate along with us, and they get their requested or recommended product sent to them for free. So it's a fun week. It's coming up in March, so it'll be after Stamp Joy, and we're going to get through Virtual Stamp Joy first and have lots of fun there. And then you guys can start looking forward to the Pick Your Pairings release. All right, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week to kick off March with another fun release. All right, bye-bye, everybody.